Okay, everyone, hello. Today I'm going to look at the fashion text in the Year 2 fashion book. It is called Intelligent Textiles, The Future of Fashion by Bradley Quinn. This is an excerpt from a book, a chapter of a book called, the full book is called The Encyclopedia of World Dress and Fashion from Oxford. You can look for this book online if you want to learn more about this. Okay, so we are going to go through the text paragraph by paragraph, sentence by sentence. We will have some explanations of the language. We will also explore some of the ideas a little bit more with some of the videos that we want to show you some deeper information. Again, the most important thing to learn from the articles is that an article is just the first stop. It will give you some ideas, but if you are really serious about your fashion work, you need to go deeper and to explore the different parts that you find out about in the article. Okay, so let's get started. Paragraph 1. As fashion moves forward in new directions, it carries a sense that there is a wider horizon to be discovered. Again, this just means, as fashion moves into different areas, there is a feeling that there are, new things that will be discovered in the world of fashion, new areas that we did not have before. Fashion's engagement with technology is creating rapid advances in the industry. That just means fashion working together with all aspects of technology is, having new opportunities for fashion industry, new directions. Again, look at the grammar of this sentence. It's quite interesting. Fashion's engagement with technology here is the juyu, is the subject of the sentence. The verb is creating. So again, look at that. Fashion's engagement with technology is creating rapid advances in the industry. So again, always notice the sentence construction can help you with your writing as well. Wearable technology has opened up exciting possibilities for the fashion design industry. Okay, so again, that's the same idea, but we have this idea of wearable technology. Remember, as with other articles, Wikipedia can be a good, simple place to find some basic information about a topic that you don't know. I'm not saying it's a good source for your essay, but it can be a good place to find basic information. So if we look at wearable technology, we see wearable technology, also called wearables, fashion technology, tech togs, fashion electronics, are smart electronic devices that are worn close to and or on the surface of the skin, where they detect, analyze, and transmit information concerning body signals such as vital signs and or ambient data, blah, 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 blah. Okay, again, they're an example of the Internet of Things. This is something that you guys should be familiar with. The Internet of Things is going to be enormously important. It already is very, very important. These are concepts you need to understand. The Internet of Things is where it allows machines to basically communicate with each other, So your fridge has a problem, it can communicate to your phone. It's a very important area, so look out for this. Okay, wearable technology, paragraph 1. Wearable technologies promise to transform the body forever. Okay, fairly simple. Technologized textiles redefine garments as mobile and networked environments. Okay, technologized textiles just means smart or electronic textiles. It means textiles that are combined with technology. Redefine means to give a new meaning for something. So they redefine garments. Before, garments are just clothes, but now these new electronic textiles are giving a new meaning for garments. They're making them into mobile environments, networked environments, something almost like your phone, electronic device. Fabrics are now woven from fibers capable of conducting electrical impulses and transferring information. Okay, so fabrics are now woven, they're created and put together from fibers. I think you all know fibers. That is the sort of fabric, the yinsu, sort of like the xianwei. So these fibers are capable of conducting electrical impulses. Conducting here is when electricity can move through something, we mean it conducts electricity. So like a wire, you know, xian, that conducts electricity. So capable of conducting electrical impulses and transferring information, okay? So that means they are also known as electronic textiles. As technical hardware and textiles become one, the resulting fabrics are free from the bulky external components that made earlier generations of technology awkward to wear. So the point the writer is making here is that now the technology is actually going into the fabric. It's so tiny, it can be, you know, the fiber becomes an electronic device. Before, for wearable technology, you would have like a box like attached to the clothes. It would be heavy, it would not be beautiful to wear, it would not be comfortable to wear. So that's an important change that the writer is highlighting here. Okay, so just to get an idea about this, let's have a look at our first video, which is giving us some ideas about how textiles and technology are starting to be combined. I hope the sound is okay, but you can also look at this yourself later on. So let's have a look at this.
Smart clothing is the fusion of textiles and technology, which can be used in a wide variety of applications in both professional and regular life. Some of these fabrics gather energy from the environment by harnessing vibrations, sound, or heat, reacting to the input. Performance-enhancing smart textiles can measure and report vital signs for patient healthcare, fitness training, or the handling of hazardous materials. There are fabrics that help regulate body temperature, reduce wind resistance, and control muscle vibration, all of which help improve athletic performance. Aesthetic uses of smart clothing includes everything from fabrics that light up to fabrics that can change color or resist water and pollutants of any kind. The health and beauty industry is taking advantage of these innovations, which range from medicine-releasing textiles to fabric with moisturizer, perfume, and anti-aging properties. Let's take a closer look.
This one is interesting. This close means that when you like someone, your clothes start to become more see-through. That's an interesting one. Okay, so that'll give you some interesting ideas. You can watch this video more yourself later to get some more ideas about this. Okay, so paragraph 2 for wearable technology. Although high fashion and high-tech devices may seem different, electronic textiles were developed with garments in mind. Okay, so it seems like fashion and this sort of high-tech technology are very different areas, but a lot of this are bringing these two areas together. They have the drape and flexibility of most fashion fabrics. Okay, you should know this, the drape and flexibility. So it's not like you're wearing a wire that is steel. these new fabrics, they are like natural fibers and fabrics, that they can be draped, they can be flexible. Whether sewn and stitched, bonded together, or simply draped around the body, electronic textiles can be worn for everyday use. Again, some useful vocabulary there. Sewn and stitched, you should know. Bonded together just means sort of stuck together, or simply draped around the body. Just making the point that these electronic textiles behave in much the same way as natural fibers in terms of the way they fit on the body and the way they feel on the body. As fashion designers and technologists create garments from electronic textiles, they design clothes that have the ability to change color, form, and texture immediately or over time. So technologist is just someone who works with technology. So as they create garments from electronic textiles, you know, these clothes can do things like change color, change shape. Form is shape. Texture means the feeling of something, you know, the thickness, how it feels. So the origins of intelligent textiles, paragraph 1, part 1. Hussein Chalayan was one of the first fashion designers to work with technological systems in his fashion design collections. Okay, very famous designer. We will learn more about him soon. Many of his collections have pioneered garments that feature wireless technology and electrical circuits. Okay, so just saying pioneered means to be the first to use something, to be the leader in using something new. Okay, wireless technology, you know this, and electrical circuits. Some of Chalayan's most groundbreaking uses of materials and processes were presented in his spring-summer 2007 collection titled 111. Okay, we will look at some of these items in a minute in the video, but let's see descriptions first. Chalayan designed dresses powered by machine-driven levers that opened and closed to change the garment's shape and silhouette. So with some of these dresses, the dress just changes by itself because of the levers, the sort of electronic things that are inside the garment. We'll see an example in a minute. Okay, now before we go on, again, a very important point. When we're reading an article and we learn about a designer, it's very important that you go and find out about them. We do not know enough information about contemporary designers, and this guy is one of the most famous. Hussein Chalayan, born in Cyprus, that's a small island in the Mediterranean Sea, but he went to school in Britain, and I think he's a British citizen now. So what about him? He was voted British Fashion Designer of the Year twice. He is very famous for his runway shows that are more like performances. They're amazing, you know, almost like art performances. He's very famous for pushing the boundaries of fashion. A good example is his graduate show at Central St. Martin's. For his final year graduate show, he had his clothes finished early. And what did he do? He buried them. He put them under the ground in his friend's garden for 2 months and let the clothes degrade and almost become rotten. And then the models had to wear them. This is the effect that he wanted. So you see, he's always trying new and innovative things. So he's a very good fashion designer to research and find out more about him. Also famous for innovative use of technology and science, but also these are just some of his crazy outfits. You know, his regular clothes are very wearable fashion. You know, wearable, it's an important word. Many haute couture, many top level fashion clothes, just nobody would wear them. They're just sort of to get attention. So designers also need to produce wearable fashion, things that people want to wear. Okay, let's move on with the description and then we shall see a video. So the technology, this is Hussein Chalayan's 2007 show. The technology embedded in the garments enabled hemlines to rise automatically, a bustier to open by itself, and a jacket to unfasten itself and pull away from the model. So the technology is made inside the garment. It allowed the hemline, that's like the the line, how long is your skirt? Is it at your ankle? Is it at your knee? Is it at your thigh? To rise automatically. A bustier, we'll see what that is in a minute, and a jacket to unfasten itself. So we'll just see these in a minute in the video. These designs were made possible by putting microchips into fabric panels so that they would move. So again, you see the combination of fashion and technology. The mechanical dresses were fitted with electronic components and pulley systems. Pulley are like machines, with steel that can move things. The garment's surfaces were embroidered with thousands of Swarovski crystals. So again, you see this combination of fashion. So these are the very expensive type jewelry on the surface of the garment. They were therefore both stunning and tech savvy. So you're seeing both the fashion, the appearance of the garment as being very beautiful, but also filled with technology. So it's quite an interesting example for us to look at. However, they were still difficult for models to wear. So this is an important point, that maybe these technology items are not very wearable. Anyway, let's have a look. First of all, what is a bustier? So again, if you have a fashion thing like this, you can, again, just look at the images. Can be the easiest thing for you to find out. So here's bustier. That's that article of clothing. So you can find out information like this very easily. Again, maybe you find using dictionary a little boring. Well, then just use your internet, find the images and be able to understand. All right, let's have a look at the part of Hussein Chalayan's 2007. Remember, this is 11 years ago, so it's a long time ago. But let's have a look at some of these technology things. It starts in about 30 seconds.
Well, transformation and flux have been themes of yours for a long, long time. How did it occur to you to turn a dress from Victorian England or Victorian times into a dress from the 20s? How would it occur to you that that was even possible?
Basically, I laid out all the garments. I drew out all the things from all the garments I thought were representative of different eras and decades. And I thought, well, how can I cross these over? So there's actually quite a lot of cross-pollination of what elements you can borrow from one era and use them in the next one. So there was actually trial and error, going back and forth, resketching, etc. It was very much an experiment that I think I was lucky enough that it worked at the end.
I was really not aware that you could actually use that sort of technology within clothing. It was really magical, an incredibly brave thing to do, and went off perfectly and seamlessly. And the clothes are beautiful. It wasn't like just a show of showmanship. I thought they were incredibly beautiful pieces in there.
I think that was no mean feat to achieve all of that with clothes.
It was an extraordinary combination of commercial and fantastical and an encapsulation of the evolution of fashion in 4 outfits and less.
Hussein has been rather stuck with the label that he's a fashion boffin, that he's a sort of ideas guy. But I think tonight he proved once and for all that he is a wonderful fashion designer. The fact that the finale happened to include some of the best special effects I've ever seen on a fashion catwalk was just a wonderful bonus.
Okay, so again, this can give you some ideas. Again, I don't know, some of that seems a bit creepy actually, like the girl's dress disappearing and all of that. But anyway, again, you can have a look at the video, you can see the full show. Again, all the clothes are not like that. Some of them have this technology and some are just normal wearable clothes. But again, it's a very interesting thing to look at. So go and have a look at that, okay? Okay, paragraph 2. New York fashion designer Angel Chang was one of the first designers to bring embedded textiles to the catwalks of New York Fashion Week, creating garments with smart fabrics. Okay, so again, embedded textiles means textiles with microchips using these smart fabrics. In 2007, Chang developed a vinyl raincoat hand embroidered with conductive wire and battery powered LEDs. So again, vinyl is just a type of material. You can look it up. It's used to make records that play music, but vinyl, it's a hard black material, hand embroidered with conductive wire. So it's using wire that can pass electricity. And battery powered LEDs. LEDs are those little tiny lights that can light up. Chang has said that for her, technology is a natural choice. My generation of women is so different from previous ones. We work harder, travel more, and are much more mobile than we were in the past. We manage all aspects of our lives through Blackberries, cell phones, and the internet. Okay, again, very simple. So she's just talking about how the different experiences of young people in her generation mean that they think differently about clothes and about living with electronic devices. Designs for Chang's collection included a metallic finished knit hoodie with iPod controls and an Edwardian inspired jacket that could connect to an iPod. Again, very simple, metallic finished, you can look up those things there. That's just related to the material used. Using conductive fibers, Chang embroidered control buttons on the jacket sleeve to cue the iPod to play, stop, fast forward and rewind, and also to control volume. Again, this is, again, from about 10 years ago. Perhaps the article is a little bit out of date. Maybe there could be better examples now. But basically, she is just using the garments to be able to control the music. An iPod, I'm not sure if you even remember iPods. iPod was like a music player that looked a little like an iPhone. Now it's just inside your iPhone. But if you want to have an idea of what this looks like, again, this is just a very simple little video. You can have a look and you can listen to the designer talking a little bit about this design. We'll finish with this one.
Model Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Welcome. I've seen it a lot where people are building, where you can control your MP3 player inside clothing. However, I haven't seen it in something very stylish or wearable. And one of the things that attracted me to Angel was how wearable her clothing is. And I would wear any piece here. And that is rare because even Hussein Chalian, whose pieces we all love in fashion technology, are not that wearable. Not his fashion technology pieces anyway. So this is a great start at integrating true fashion design and aesthetics with technology. So talk a little bit about what influenced this design and what choices you made and how you decided where to put the controls for the iPod. Well, unlike Hussein Chalian and all the other tech pieces that you might see on the runway, I try and design tech pieces that are wearable. They're not just showpieces. So that means, there are a lot of challenges involved. Like they have to be washable. You have to like them. They have to be soft and comfortable to wear. They can't use up a lot of batteries, and they really have to be integrated in the lifestyle of the wearer. So here we have an iPod hand. It's connected in the back, and there is a on-off button right here. It's the yellow button. Press it for 3 seconds. And then after that unlocks, you can, move to the next song or press the volume up and the volume down. This iPod goes right into your back pocket. It would go back here. There's a pocket inside of the pants. So while you're walking, all you have to do is press your waistband to control everything. Is this comfortable for you to wear?
I love it. It's so lightweight, and the fabric just feels great against my skin. I would absolutely wear it.
Okay. So you can have a look at that. There's that video is quite long. You can see different interviews with the designer about different things in it. Again, some useful language in there. She talks about show pieces. You know, the things we saw with Hussein Chalayan's fashion show are kind of more like show pieces. I mean, if you're going down to That's I Should to do some shopping, you're not really going to put on your Hussein Chalayan magic dress, are you, really? It's more to get attention for a runway show. So again, understand the difference there between your show pieces, which are the crazy designs, and the sort of more wearable designs, which are more probably just as important for a designer, really, because that's what people will actually wear. Okay, so that's the end of the article for today. In order to review, make sure you look back over every paragraph. Try to summarize the ideas from every paragraph. Look back through the videos, see what you can learn, make your vocabulary list, see if you can explain the ideas in your own words. I hope this was interesting for you and useful for you. And remember, this is the way you should approach all things that you read. Use them as a starting point to find out more information about the topic. And these paths that you follow, looking at videos, looking at pictures, finding out more about designers, this is the way that you really become very good in terms of research and finding out more about design, getting more ideas, more inspiration, more knowledge. Thank you all very much. Thanks for your attention.